When your AC stops working, just call the experts at KS Services Heating and Air. They're fast and affordable. Right now, purchase any Bryant energy efficient system and save with 0% interest for 60 months with approved credit. It comes included with a 5-year labor warranty. And our fair price guarantee means that we will always give you 3 quotes for every situation. A good, better, and best. Call KS Services Heating and Air today. We roll on, whatever it takes.
This is the Weather Xtreme video. It's the morning edition for Thursday, the 5th of October. I'm James Spann. We're dry through tomorrow. The weekend beginning to look increasingly wet, especially Sunday, with our tropical system in the Gulf. Had some overnight changes, so let's go in there and check things out. We'll start with the water vapor satellite view across the nation this morning. Pretty much the same overall pattern with troughing in the west, ridging here across the southeastern states. Feels pretty good this morning. Look at Fort Payne. They've got 52. That's a nice fall feel. Gadsden, 54, but Birmingham and the city warmer at 66. We'll expect a high in the mid-80s today. It's that time of the year where the mornings are cool, the afternoons are warm. Severe weather possibilities today and tonight, a marginal risk well to the west. But look at day 3, which is Saturday. We have a marginal risk of severe weather on the Gulf Coast with the approach of what should be Tropical Storm Nate at this point. That includes places like Mobile, Gulf Shores, Panama City, and Destin. Of course, we'll talk a lot about this as we go. Now, this is the expected rain for the next 7 days. And again, we'll probably see some more adjustments in this, but this is suggesting some pretty decent rain for much of the state. Rain amounts could exceed 3 inches in spots, and this is valid through Thursday of next week. And of course, the bulk of that will be most likely Saturday night, Sunday, maybe Monday with the tropical system. Speaking of TD number 16, here's a look at the infrared satellite view early this morning. This thing is kind of hugging the coast of Central America, Nicaragua, Honduras, and kind of struggling. It has not become a tropical storm yet. Top winds 35 miles an hour, moving northwest at 7. Let's first off look at the tropical model, the spaghetti plot. And the agreement is getting better. And again, notice that most of these models have it coming in somewhere over southeast Louisiana, Mississippi, or the Alabama Gulf Coast now. And according, you'll see in a minute, the Hurricane Center has shifted their track. And remember, the rough side of the system is going to be along and east of the circulation center. But this certainly suggests that Alabama could be on that wet side. Here's a look at the intensity guidance. And again, you can see that most models bring it to a tropical storm, and it stays in that tropical storm range. It might become a minimal hurricane, but it's going to be fighting cooler water near the coast. It's going to be fighting some dry air to the west of the system, and also some westerly shear. But one way or the other, we still think the main effect is going to be heavy rain. Here's the official track from the Hurricane Center, issued early this morning at 4 o'clock Central Time. They expect this to become a tropical storm today, scooting through the tip of the Yucatan Peninsula at some point tomorrow night, then coming up into the open waters of the Gulf, reaching minimal hurricane strength late Saturday night, then coming in over maybe southeast Louisiana, then south Mississippi Sunday morning, then up through Alabama during the day Sunday and Sunday night, and then weakening to a depression up over West Virginia, west of Washington, D.C. This is the earliest reasonable arrival time of tropical storm force winds, and you can see that tropical storm force winds, that's 39 miles per hour or higher, could possibly affect the central Gulf Coast as early as maybe Saturday evening. So let's go through the modeling and take a look at this. This is the GFS, the 06C run, valid today at 1 o'clock. And again, in the short term, it's easy. Ridging here, mostly sunny and more mid-80s. There is a surface low on the coast of Cuba, around the western tip of Cuba, but that is not expected to develop. This is tomorrow. That feature moves to the west as an open wave, and tomorrow for us, sunny and warm. And again, we'll be in the mid-80s. We expect no rain for the high school football games tomorrow night. Now, this is Saturday, and the GFS brings a very broad low. It really doesn't develop the thing that is TD16 through the Gulf, and moisture begins to feed up into Alabama. And accordingly, this would suggest we'll need to start to mention some chance of showers during the day Saturday. Let's go to the high-resolution NAM. This is Saturday at 1 o'clock. And you can see rains, pretty good rains with the tropical system affecting the Gulf Coast at that point. But for the northern half of the state, we're still dry. Now, Auburn's got an 11 o'clock kickoff. That's an early game. We will mention some risk of showers in Auburn, but the really widespread rain will likely hold off until Saturday night. UAB's got a homecoming game at 3 o'clock. Again, there could be a few scattered showers, but we think the more widespread rain for the northern half of the state will come Saturday night and Sunday. So let's go to Sunday on the GFS. Midday Sunday, and it's got a surface low that would be the remnant circulation of the tropical system over North Louisiana. And we got a deep feed of moisture, and if this verifies, it would be very wet here Sunday with just a good, steady rain. But curiously, the GFS really doesn't develop this thing. This would be a weak tropical storm or maybe a tropical depression, which hopefully would prevent any tornado issues here. Let's check the NAM, the North American Mesoscale model. It seems to be a little faster. It brings it, and this is Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. It brings it up into southeast Louisiana. And again, the NAM is relatively weak. The pressure is only 996 millibars, which is a good thing here. So this is suggesting, again, maybe a landfall southeast Louisiana, South Mississippi late Saturday or Saturday night. And the European has shifted west. This initially brought it in east of Apalachicola. Well, now it brings it in over southeast Louisiana, South Mississippi, much like the GFS and the NAM, but it's much slower. This is Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. And all of a sudden, it's become an outlier. And, traditionally, the European's been performing very well. So still, there's a lot of uncertainty here. Here's a look at the European ensemble output, 51 members. And pretty tightly clustered. Again, the idea is southeast Mississippi, South Louisiana. But the screaming message here, it looks like Alabama's going to be on the wet side of this thing. But again, at this point, with it being fairly unorganized and many questions, we still can't really be specific about the interaction with any given point on the Gulf Coast or the impact on any given point on the Gulf Coast or inland. But it certainly looks like rain and wind will be increasing Saturday night and Sunday. How much, we just don't know yet. And again, if you got a beach trip, I'd still hold off and not cancel until we see some more data later today and make a decision maybe late this afternoon. Let's go to Monday, back to the GFS. We've still got a lot of tropical moisture. That's suggesting still a pretty decent chance of rain at times on Monday as the system dissipates. And then Tuesday, we don't really have anything to clear things out. This moist tropical air mass stays in place, at least a chance of scattered showers. Really the same thing on Wednesday. And understand there's no cool air involved here. This is a tropical air mass, so we'll see highs in the 80s. This is a week from today, Thursday, the 12th of October. Got a 594 ridge around here. And again, that looks kind of warm and kind of dry if this verifies. Here's the end of the forecast period. This is Saturday, the 14th of October. Ridging here. It looks quiet. That's the weekend for the Shrimp Festival. We should mention Nate will be long gone by then. Check the numbers coming off the GFS. Highs stay in the 80s through at least the middle of next week, and after that, a cooling trend with highs easing back into the 70s. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can't catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.
AC broken? Just call KS Services Heating and Air. All Bryant energy-efficient systems come with a 5-year labor warranty, and our fair price guarantee means that we'll always give you 3 quotes for every situation. Just call KS Services Heating and Air today.